thought your fingers were mine.
Oh, stop it. You're the worst person alive.
Every mission needs a good synthetic. Gentle pressure on the holes.
Gentle pressure. Gentle pressure.
I love that you chose an alien clip.
It was perfect.
Because we have an alien chat going on.
Exactly. And it's that specific entry in the franchise, Covenant, is a doppelganger flick like Enemy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. I love that. Alien Covenant's a terrible film, but that's okay. That is okay. Hey, folks, welcome to Film Trace. This is a podcast where we trace the life of a film from conception to production all the way to release and reception. It is our A24 Rise of A24 season. We are on episode 8. We're deep in the season. We've kind of been recording all over the place, so it's like, oh, wow, we're near the end.
It's our biggest season in a while.
Yeah, it's been a big season. It's been an epic one. And so today we are doing Enemy from 2014. Technically premiered at TIFF on 2013, but I'm not going to be, a stickler. And then The Tenant from Roman Polanski in 1976, 2 doppelganger movies. Special guest, good friend of the show, Ryan Hendricks, also from the industry. Ryan, say hello. What's going on?
Oh, hello, good fellas. It's good to be here again. Looking forward to talking about these 2 flicks.
What do you work on these days? What's going on work-wise?
I am actually in between projects right now. It's kind of late in the year, and the town kind of shuts down. Towards
how is Hollywood doing? I hear it's not doing very well.
Well, I will say that I think I consider myself lucky to have worked as much as I have this year. I hear from colleagues and friends, unfortunately, that it is really slow in Los Angeles. And I don't know if you guys heard, but apparently Marvel is pulling out of Georgia and going overseas.
I saw that. Yeah, to London, I think, right? UK and Eastern Europe.
Yeah, and a lot of people who moved to Georgia to kind of chase things out there are now, pretty upset and worried and whatnot. I hear Toronto's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's still booming, I think.
But I had a friend who tried to move up to Canada and get a work permit, but it didn't work so well.
He's talking about the other guy in the room.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, you do hear, people advertising a little bit more, and I've gotten a couple calls for other shows that I either didn't take or didn't get, but things are still happening. It's just the volume is just so much lower than people are used to, and there's just not enough work to go around.
What is it like the combination of like the strike, rising cost of film in Los Angeles, the fires? Is it kind of everything at once?
I wouldn't say that I'm, the most, hip person to probably answer all those questions, but it's it seems to me that, everybody's gotten very conscious of their balance sheets at this point.
Sure.
You hear about a lot of the, Paramount was in debt big time, before they were sold. Warner Brothers Discovery is trying to get sold now, and they've got a lot of debt too. And so everybody's kind of looking at their balance sheet, and they're like, well, we made a lot of stuff in the past, but we can't do that anymore. And so they're pulling.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then a lot of people are merging.
Crazy times. Yeah, Paramount, Paramount's going to buy Warner Brothers or something. I think that's happening.
Well, they're putting out a number of bids, but Warner Brothers supposedly is going to maybe end up spinning off some of their properties.
Gotcha.
HBO, everybody wants HBO,
Which is how I watched The Enemy.
Enemy's on HBO? Oh.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
It's nice.
I think a lot of A24 stuff's on or Enemies on is on HBO. Yeah, a lot of it's on A24, or a lot of A24 stuff is on HBO. It used to be Hulu. They used to have a deal with Hulu, but now I think they switched over to HBO. All right, let's talk this. Denis Villeneuve, that's the best I can do. Maker of Enemy from 2013, 2014. Let's start out with talking about our baggage with Denis and this film specifically. I'll start, because why not? I have never seen this movie before. It was on my radar when it came out in 2013. I remember it premiering. Always wanted to see it. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Have since Donnie Darko. And loved him even more when he was in Nightcrawler. It was like 2014, I think.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was super hyped to see this. My relationship with Denis is a little different. I love some of his movies. Like Sicario, I adore. Arrival and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. Blade Runner, very mixed feelings on overall. I like the Dune films. They're great. I always like watching his movies, but he's not like one of my favorite filmmakers. What about you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what about you? Have you seen Enemy before?
No, this would be my first time as well. I got to give a shout out to Prisoners, though. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah, good one.
Totally,
Good
yeah.
But no, again, first time seeing this picture. It was I wouldn't say it was on my radar so much, but actually when it came out, it looked very interesting to me, and unfortunately I just never got around to seeing it at the time. So when you guys asked me kind of programming wise what movies I might be interested, I kind of picked Enemy specifically because I wanted to see it for a little while, and this kind of gave me a great opportunity to do it.
And so that means that I'm the only one who's rewatching this.
Yeah.
This is my third watch, and I saw it shortly after it came. It was one of those early films that was like simultaneously released, in limited theaters as well as on demand.
Day and date. Yeah. Actually, it was released on demand before theaters.
Oh, really? Crazy.
30 days before it was in theaters, it was on direct. It was a direct TV deal.
Yeah. So, I saw it pretty early on. I did not know what to make of it. I kind of brushed it off on the first watch. And then I saw more Denis films. I think it was probably after I saw Arrival. I'm a big Arrival fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait a second. I need to go give Enemy another shot. And yeah, my second watch was... I loved it. I was just like so into it from top to bottom, and I was just like, wow, how did this just like kind of fly past me on the first watch? I think even though it's such like a unique and bold film, it also is kind of slight. Like it's a tight. It's one of our favorite tight 90. Movies.
Definitely tight 90.
But in that it does a lot of big things in not a lot of time, and it also has a very kind of relaxed style to it, especially compared to other Denis films. Because I think especially post Dune, you think Villeneuve and you imagine it's going to be huge. Like even Sicario, which is somewhat relaxed for a crime film, is still very much just like a singular piece of cinema. So I think that coming back to watch for a third time, it was a little more challenging because similar to you, Dan, I don't love everything. I'm not a huge fan of the Dune films. I think they're fine. I do like Blade Runner 2049, but mostly for vibe reasons.
It's a great vibe film. Great screensaver.
Yeah. Yeah. But then I also saw Incendies, his 2010 breakthrough picture, which if you haven't seen is definitely worth seeing. It's very like borderline, melodramatic, saccharine, but it's very much like him coming into his own, and it's a wild kind of like cross-generational story about the Lebanese Civil War. And so having seen that and then coming back to Enemy and also having the baggage from the Dune movies and Blade Runner, I was a little less excited about it. And perhaps because I'd also just watched The Tenant, the Polanski film that's paired with it, that Villeneuve mentions a lot in the press for Enemy. But we should probably start with the fact that Enemy was an adaptation of a Saramago novel, who's considered one of the best modern novelists. He's had a rough track record with screen adaptations, though. Did you guys happen to either read or see Blindness with Danny Glover?
No. No.
It's a travesty of filmmaking.
What was that on? Is it like a Netflix movie?
No,
Theatrical?
that was released theatrical 2008.
Okay.
Rufflebutt was in it. That's what we call Mark Ruffalo. And Julianne Moore. It was a huge cast.
It doesn't even sound familiar, which
Oh
is
my
crazy.
gosh. It's like like the whole world goes blind.
Isn't that the same thing as Bird Box?
Yeah,
Or
but
is that something
it's pre-Bird Box.
Okay, yeah.
But the novel is incredible. The novel is one of the best, of the new millennium. But
yeah, he won the Nobel Prize, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's a great author. And this,
awesome.
Have you guys? And I haven't read the book. You guys read the double?
I've not read the double upon which this is based. But he died shortly before they actually went into production from the script. But they got the blessing from his widow, and she said that he would have loved it, and so it seemed like kind of a good match for this up and coming guy. And I mean, A24 is very much at this point like on the precipice of breaking through. I don't know if they quite have totally yet. We kind of went more into that last week. And the week before, we're talking about Green Room and It Comes at Night. Do you guys think that did you know that coming in this was an adaptation?
No, I had no idea.
No.
It kind of feels that way, though. Like, I'll be honest. Like the script is very. What's the polite term that I could use here? There's a lot of poetic logic going on.
Yeah.
Like it seems very literary, the whole thing, because there's not a lot of hand holding. It's just sort of things are happening, and you're seeing them, and you're supposed to connect the dots like you would if you were reading. And so it definitely feels like an adaptation, but I know I had no idea. I thought it was from the sick mind of Denis himself. Like the opening shot. I mean, what is going on? Spider.
You begin and end with the spider. Spoiler alert. But okay, so let's start with that.
Okay.
The kind of, I mean, this is when it premiered at TIFF. People were comparing it immediately to Cronenberg or Lynch. What do you guys? Where were you in the first act of this movie? Before we even meet the Jake doppelganger?
Ryan,
go ahead.
You're first.
Well,
what were your first initial thoughts?
I kind of I agree with you guys about how tight the movie feels and about how it's a lot of look but don't tell. To Dan's point about not holding your hand and not. So I thought it was pretty immersive to kind of be, and it's quiet too.
Right.
In the beginning, relatively, and it's almost like a slice of life. And you kind of, at least for me, I kind of felt like I was in the rut with the character. The character was kind of going through the motions, and the nights and days kind of bled together a little bit, and so I kind of, felt kind of the monotony of it all, and that it was a little bit of a pressure cooker, and that something kind of had to give to kind of upend things. So there was a little bit of anticipation and tension, for me at least, that things were probably going to escalate really quickly, but not in in a loud, braggadocious way, but just kind of, the intensity of the situation was always kind of lurking there in the background. So it's at least how I felt when I first was watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that it's so weird that this was shot in the similar time frame to Prisoners, because Prisoners, I thought was so. I don't love that movie, but like you said before, Denis just has this ability to make things pop on screen. He just has this cinema.
He's got the sauce.
He's got the sauce. He's got the pure cinema language down. And on this one, it's fascinating because this is shot for $3 million. Prisoners is 45 million ish. So this is definitely an indie. This is definitely, I think it was shot in less than a month, 20 days or something like that.
In Toronto, which we were just mentioning.
In Toronto, yes. It doesn't look like Toronto though. When you see the opening shot, you're like, oh, that's Toronto. But I feel it in the summer, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's very almost dry and
City seems
If
kind of
Toronto was a desert.
the city
Yeah.
is empty. It's weird, kind of, because even when they're like on the campus, because he goes
Yeah.
outside when he's on the campus, there aren't a lot of people like walking around.
There's not
Not a lot of
people
traffic. It's eerie. It's kind of like that's kind of what it is to me. It's like it's just eerie to start off with, and like something's lurking in the background. Something's got to give here or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely like I want to love this movie. And I've wanted to love this movie for a long time. I am just like, I think to your like point where you said on the third watch, like, oh, it's kind of not plain. It is so hard to watch this movie having already seen his other big movies.
Right.
Like Dune 2, you see that and you go back to this, you're like, well, yeah, it's an indie, so it's different. Different product at the end of the day. It's a totally different art form. It looks great. It looks fascinating.
Oh, yeah, crisp.
Very crisp. But man, this thing never latched into me. Not once.
Interesting.
And I was just like, what I don't quite understand, and maybe you guys are gonna have to fight me on this one. But like, what do we think of Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor? Just in general, because it's like he can be good, be bad, be mid. He's kind of all over the place, but he can be great. I mean, he proved that in Donnie Darko, and he proved that in Nightcrawler, which came out a year after this, right? And that's his best role. And I think it's a phenomenal role. I think he should have won an Oscar for that. But here, for some reason, I don't think that he pulls off this character. Refute me. I want some refutation.
Well, which character? Both of them?
Well, that's the other thing, too.
Or is
it's
it one?
Like, this is such a difficult role that I think the type of actor that would do well, and like Mark Ruffalo would do well with something like this.
Well, he did it in that HBO series.
With about schizophrenia. Yeah, the HBO miniseries. Did phenomenal. I mean,
he's really good.
It's unbelievably good.
But
yeah, I think this script in this story for me demanded an actor who is more like an iceberg type actor, where they're not that flashy, but like everything is going on underneath the surface, right? And Mark Ruffalo to me is one of those actors where you could just sit here, you could watch him eat a ham sandwich, and you see like this ocean of emotion going on, right? But Jake's can be a fantastic actor, but like with Nightcrawler, where it's not an iceberg role, that's like fireworks. Yeah, it's all surface. I mean, he's literally a sociopath, so it is all surface. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, that's the one thing that I think when I look back and watch this movie, and when I think about it, I didn't love it. I thought it was kind of a mess. It didn't really make sense to me at all on any level. But there were so many elements that were there that were working. The setting works. The female characters, I think, are fantastic. I like Sarah Godin. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah, Melanie Laurent.
I just love her. I love her in everything.
She's good in
Yeah, she's great. But Jake to me just feels like it's like an apple without a core. Like it's just there's nothing. And I like him as an actor. I like him a lot. I don't think that he could carry it.
The role requires a lot of nuance that he might not always be capable of showing. I mean, I'm just thinking back to some, there's a lot of reaction shots and a lot of him reacting to kind of the situation. And, like we kind of keep talking about, it's a quiet movie. There's not like a ton of dialogue all the time. And even when he's interacting, with either himself or a part of himself, it doesn't show a lot. There's not a lot of kind of range there to me. It's very like understated, and very like, I think one side is kind of intense and the other side is kind of meek, but I don't think that Jake really explores either of those facets to the full effect. And so that was my opinion.
Okay, I'll take the bait. I think he's wonderful in this. I like your analogy about the iceberg roll, Dan, and Ruffalo probably could have taken this to another level. But there's also something about these characters that feels like so perfectly suited to Jake's type. A little younger, but a little weathered, and kind of feeling like the kind of man. This is very much like a exploration of this masculine identity and trying to understand how he fits in terms of the Adam side of himself versus the Anthony side of himself, right? That's the other guy's real name, or Daniel St. Clair, whatever.
Yeah, Anthony, Daniel, whatever it is. He's also playing a role, of course,
Right. And that's part of it too. Is it's like he's both this guy that is like kind of that feels stuck as he calls himself a history teacher, even though he's like a professor, like an instructor at a college. That I think was telling. But he's also this guy who's kind of gotten these bit roles as an actor, and like his own wife couldn't believe a scenario where there's like a super van stalking him, right? So I get the reservations, but I do think there's a couple of elements that I think makes it so he pulls it off. First of all, huge caveat is that we're watching this in conjunction with Roman Polanski directing himself. So, like, I don't know, Jake's a goddamn miracle compared to Roman as an actor, in my opinion.
That's mostly true.
And I do think that, like, it does come all back to Donnie Darko, right? There is, like, a legit reason why that's, film bro canon is, like, he was able to play that adolescent version of kind of this character of like this kid losing his mind, and now he's kind of more grown up here, and he's got that kind of like crackly energy that's maybe more akin to his Nightcrawler character, but then he's also got this more mature character side of his character that's maybe more like his prisoner's role. But he's in both cases he's manic. He's out of control. He's like becoming outside himself, literally, right? And the scene that sticks with me the most is when the two doppelgangers first meet each other in real life, and like I think he does a really interesting job of having this guy like be so self-conscious of like, oh yeah, I get weird in these kinds of situations, as if this is a kind of situation that anybody would not be weird in, right? And then the actor version of himself, Daniel St. Clair, is very much like trying to play like he's got like the leather jacket, and he's very much trying to brush off like this is not a weird thing, but also I'm kind of curious too, and I can't think of many actors that fit that kind of duality in that age range. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, maybe Tom.
I don't know if I see Tom as like an English teacher, but
right.
Yeah, he's a little too guttural for that, I feel like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like he's got this kind of like soft side to him, this kind of like puppy dog look that I think serves him well.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, the movie looks great. It has all of these. I mean, I was reading one of the reviews that Cronenberg comes up. Mm-hmm. I think it was the David Ehrlich review, maybe. From TIFF, and I'm like, I don't get Cronenberg here.
Dead Ringers.
Yeah, Dead Ringers.
Sure, but like, it's just twin. I mean, like, I don't. Cronenberg has such a vibe that this film does not. I mean, Cronenberg has a weird mixture of like exploitation, sci-fi, and cerebral thrillers. And they're all just like mixed in together. And when you watch this movie, it's like, oh, this is a Cronenberg movie. I know right away. Denis does not have that. Like, Denis is, I think, and one of the best criticisms against him, his films feel kind of lifeless. and they feel very detached. I mean, Arrival, I think, is extremely guilty of this, where it feels like it's in a vacuum. And Sicario to a lesser extent, but I think the Dune series also suffers from this, especially the first Dune.
Yeah, that is true. You're
just like, this feels, and obviously Blade Runner 2049. I mean, that's my viewpoint of it. The Lynch stuff, I'm not a Lynch guy. So you guys have to talk about Lynch. I would say, like, I don't buy the Cronenberg comparison. I mean, Dead Ringer, sure, but that's just like a plot device. Like, that's not really style.
But I think specifically the style of, like, the like quiet haunting quality.
There's dread. There's dread in the movie that I feel.
It's soaked with.
I don't know what, you know, and so it did feel a little Cronenberg to me because of that.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
all right.
It does. Kind of going back to my earlier point again, it feels almost like it's a little bit on a different planet because again, the world is so quiet and not lived in very well. It's just kind of out. It's just kind of off, you know, off kilter, and like it seems like the whole movie takes place on like a quiet Saturday midday. You know, it's like that's when he goes into tries to go back to the guy's agent's office and try to go see the agent or try to impersonate his movie star doppelganger or whatever. And it just feels like that whole movie is just like there's not that many people around, and it's just so weird to me. So I kind of feel like a little unnerved. It's like, where are all the people? What's going on?
Yeah. And I do think that, like, for this particular movie, that is part of the appeal. But it is that double-edged sword where it's like it is going, like, we're supposed to feel a little lifeless, like we're in this ethereal netherworld, like Adam is feeling very much in his life. But at the same time, like, you know, the side effect is that it's going to feel at a distance from us, which is, I think, maybe where like Saramago's prose comes in, is because, like, in the adaptation of Blindness, they try to, like, make it very much in your face and, like, fully, like, horrific about this, like, apocalyptic disease, whereas, you know, the what we feel when we read his novel is more of this kind of, like, well, we become more disconnected from each other when we all become blind. And similarly with Enemy, I think he's literally detaching from himself. So I think that would be the argument in favor of that reaction, even if it's not comforting. And I think that's perhaps why even, like, you know, it clicked for me maybe on that second viewing a lot, because not only, I don't know, I think the 1 weak point of Arrival that probably gets at that kind of lifeless is the fatal mistake that they made of putting Jeremy Renner in a movie that isn't an Avengers film.
Jeremy Renner, he's okay sometimes.
Like, I mean, I think Amy Adams also, like, does so much heavy lifting in there to kind of help counteract that. But also that's a movie about disconnection. I think that's like almost a thread throughout a lot of his work. Maybe it's just something that he also deals with as a perhaps undiagnosed autistic of never really feeling, like, trying to figure out how to communicate with the world. And the best way he can do is through these, like, austere motion pictures of varying sizes.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I will say that, you know, someone put this in one of the reviews, maybe it was Roger Ebert or somebody, that it looks like a much more expensive movie than it is. Mm-hmm. And, like, I think that's something that can't be underplayed here, is that Denis is pretty much a technical master when it comes to filmmaking. I don't know, Hendrix, you have way more experience than we do on this because you run budgets for movies. This thing was shot for like $3 million. Do you think it looks like $3 million?
That's possible.
Well, I mean, I think one of the things, I mean, I don't know.
Is Jake working for scale?
Oh, everybody's got to be working for scale. I mean, it's like, it reminds me of the time that, like, Christopher Nolan did a movie in between, like, some of his bigger movies. He did The Prestige. And that cost a lot more than this movie, but at the same time, everybody was, quote, taking a pay cut to work with Christopher Nolan. And I don't think it's quite the same thing here, but I mean, the cast isn't that big. Again, the movie is kind of underpopulated, so you're not paying a ton of actors a lot of money, to do multiple weeks of work, per se. And obviously the shooting schedule had to be really short, probably 25 days, maybe. I don't know. I think they put a lot into. It seems like they put a lot of money into post, to kind of with the color and, cinematography and things like that. When you think about the sets too, I'm always reminded of Jake's apartment. I guess the English teacher, Jake's apartment, it's bare. There's no, it's beige walls and windows, and, movie star Jake's apartment is, nothing special. And a lot of scenes take place there. I think one of the things that they did spend money on is the special effect of the crash in the end. But those people are not unionized, so they work on a contract, and it's not necessarily that lucrative, and the hours are long.
You mean like the CGI people?
Yeah.
Also responsible for the spider, probably.
Yeah.
A lot of it, tons of interiors, right? They're not,
and they're all small. I'm also reminded a little bit of American Psycho. That movie actually looks. American Psycho takes place mostly in apartments and offices and things like that. And that movie actually looks kind of bad. If you look closely,
really,
you see the trans lights, behind the windows and stuff like that. The big backdrops that they hang behind windows, and the cinematography in there, it's just overlit. American.
Oh, I like how that.
The period definitely helps. Sell it a little bit, but this movie does look awesome. It looks great, and it tracks with even it's like you wouldn't think that necessarily he needed millions of dollars more to make this look good. I think he's just that good of a filmmaker that he just knows kind of where to put things in.
Yeah. The color yellow has to be cheap, is what I'm thinking. Right?
But
it looks like Syriana almost. It's just
which usually bothers me. I do not like the oversaturation effect.
That's color grading, right?
Right.
Soderbergh was a big. Remember the Traffic days?
Yeah. And Fincher,
the blue.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, I just get lost in it in this movie. I noted each of my 3 watches. I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, it's one of those movies where it's all one color." But then there's something about the how it just fits. Right? There's been much smarter people that have written about this. The same TIFF review actually from playlist.net when it premiered. They called it a distressing cigarette stain yellow, which I think just it's such a specific vibe, which also perhaps adds to the detachment kind of piece that you were talking about, Dan. But it's, the sound design is also incredible. I watched it on, I think this was the first time I watched it at 5.1. For my rewatch for the pod, and that was freaking awesome. The between the cacophonous music and the the spider coming out at the end is just it's like nothing else. Can we haven't talked about the elephant. Is this a reason why perhaps you don't like it, Dan? Is one of those
honestly no.
Figure it out yourself?
I disliked it pretty much through every scene. The spider itself, I'm so indifferent. I was like, okay, what?
Yeah.
Can you guys even remotely explain what the hell is going on with the spider? I don't.
Well, I always thought that was something that was supposed to represent some sort of subconscious thing that he was either trying to tame, get away from, or in some ways interact with. It seemed to me like the spider was supposed to, this is just my interpretation. It seemed to me like the spider was something that was connected to kind of his temptation for some reason. Like, I'm kind of circling around the fact that I kind of think that the two characters were probably more or less one and the same.
One person.
And the spider kind of represents kind of the trigger between one side and the other. It's like, it seemed to me in the end that he had kind of cowered the spider into a corner, and he was going to try to be a better man and not cheat on his wife and whatnot. But I mean, the spider was also connected with the sex club stuff, So I get, for whatever reason, the spider seemed to me to be like his bad side, kind of, reaching out to him and trying to, get him into a lot of trouble. And it seemed at the end that he had put it in kind of a corner, and he was going to at least try to tame it. Now, whether he's successful or not, who knows? But that's just kind of how I read it. But I've only seen the movie once, so I bet if I watched it 3 times, I could probably come up with something maybe a little more nuanced.
Yeah. That was a fun. I think like I wasn't thinking about it too much in the second watch because I became like entranced with it and was liking it a lot more. But this third watch, I was definitely thinking about it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna figure out this fucking spider. And it does help that between my second watch and my third watch, I saw a little movie that maybe is the key to this. Have you guys seen Madam Web?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we had an episode about it, didn't we? Yeah. And I slept through most of it. But like, no, it became a lot more crystallized because, and I think you're right on, Ryan, is that like it is this kind of web that he has spun for himself, and now he's completely dissociated between the two. And so when he comes upon the spider at the end, I like your interpretation of the cowering, but it almost feels more like because he says Helen, like he's looking for his wife, and as he's going down the hallway, and then when he sees it, and there's this like very interesting long cut back to Jake before the music goes up and the credits come, where it's almost as if he's like, dang it. Like, oh, that's right.
Still with him, he might still cheat on his wife and go. Yeah. Right. That's how I read it. And that is one of the examples also of the nuance in Jake's performance that works at the end, that look at the end that he gives the spider.
Right.
Where again, he's kind of acknowledging like, this is still a part of me and I'm still tangled up, And so that's how I read it. And I like 17-year-old me, probably around the time that Fight Club came out and stuff like that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He would have really loved this movie. He would have said like, this is awesome. He would have gotten it on DVD and watched it probably 10 times. But now I kind of am able to, I guess, sometimes just kind of let the movie just kind of lie for a while and not have to revisit it right away and just kind of let it sit. And it's kind of a new experience for me, with some.
Well, I didn't know it was on HBO, so I did buy the DVD. What I mean, now that you've heard this, Dan, before we move on to Polanski's nonsense, do you think that? Let's put this in the context of A24,
sure.
Because so much of what we've talked about over the course of the season so far is this idea of like A24 not quite giving you what you want, not quite giving you what you'd expect. Does that kind of fit in the pantheon here? Like,
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, this is a perfect A24 movie because it's nonsense. No, I mean, it's something different. It's something new. It's a new perspective. Even for Denis, did he film this before or after Prisoners? I don't even know. It came out
before, but I think it was like right before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a left field movie. It's left of the dial, and that's perfect for A24. It's a great A24 movie because, it doesn't give you any answers. It doesn't hold your hand. It's definitely a weird but also very unique take on a story. So yeah, I mean, it's right in their wheelhouse.
Is A24 known for being economical about things? Like, for instance, Blumhouse is known for being economical.
Less so than Blumhouse, but I think, this is in their distribution days where they're focused way more on distribution.
Right.
So they're cherry picking interesting films and filmmakers even after. Sometimes they get involved during production, sometimes just way after when it's done and in the can.
Okay.
But yeah, this is them like curating their taste.
Right.
Where they're basically like, hey, this is new and interesting. Like, let's back this and get it out there. Although it didn't really do anything on release. I think it only made like, what, 3 million or something? I want to say.
Right. This very much felt
3.5
like
million.
Yeah. Like he just wanted to make a movie out of this novel and he had prisoners in his back pocket.
Yeah. Which is weird because I don't know. I think there was a potential here to have this actually be a bigger movie than that. But I don't know. A24 definitely promoted it a lot, I remember.
I mean, I had heard about it when it came out, and like I said, I was like, ooh, that looks kind of... This is also, like you guys had mentioned before, this is also right around Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler got a lot of good press,
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely like this is A24 DNA movie. This is what they're.
I've only seen a few, and I feel it.
Oh my god, I don't even know how to talk about this.
Roman Polanski, let's get it out of the way.
Perhaps like Enemy seems poised to kind of grow in stature.
Yeah.
The Tenant has somehow. I don't know. I don't. You guys are gonna have to defend this movie if you.
I can defend it all day long.
Oh Christ! Okay.
Yeah. I don't love it, but it's. Is it coming back with Gen Z or something?
Well, yeah. It's got a 3.9 on Letterboxd, and
that's pretty high.
It was a 1-star Ebert review upon release, so it's just like where I don't know, and
Well,
this is
I don't know. Like I'll say this: the defense of the movie. Like I didn't know anything about it. Roman Polanski, obviously. Oh, we got to talk about baggage a little bit. Like.
Mm-hmm.
I love
with Roman Polanski. There's baggage.
Well, I mean our own relationship with the filmmaker.
They call him a creep in the movie. It's almost self-referential, right?
Yeah, but this happened before that happened. So
yeah, but it sounded like he was thinking about.
Yeah, there's some shots and stuff. I'm like, this feels a little low. But Rosemary's Baby, I think, is like no one can say that that's not a classic horror film. It's one of the best horror films ever made. It's phenomenal. Chinatown, that came out 1974, so a couple years before this, I think. Something like that. Chinatown's probably in my top 10 movies of all time. Top 10 films of all time. Absolutely adore it. I even like some of his more recent stuff. I know. Throw Me in a River, do whatever you need to do.
The Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, I absolutely love the Ghost Rider. I just could go on and on about it. So I obviously like him as a filmmaker. We also did another Polanski movie before that. Then we did, what is it? The Vampire Hunters?
Fearless Vampire Killers.
Yeah, okay. That's where I met his wife, right?
Yeah.
This one's a mess. It's a total mess. I have no clue. What was that?
Too long.
Yeah, it's too long.
I felt like it was going to end like 4 times.
It was a real chore to get through.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was a chore. I think that Enemy felt like more of a chore to me than this.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Because Enemy feels lifeless. Like you guys are saying, it's like it's on another planet. That's great. Like if it's not on the planet, why don't you get Matt Damon and like do The Martian and have it be fun?
No potato farming.
We're going to science.
He was also in Interstellar too. They brought in Matt Damon.
Yeah. Oh man. But maybe it's just because it's such an artifact movie. You're watching this and like this, none of this would be made today. Polanski, is a great filmmaker. I think the script here is a complete mess. This is adaptation too, right? From like a French novel. Okay. So, man, I don't know. I think the thing that is, even though it's a mess, every scene has something interesting going on. It pulled me in and I was engaged, even though the story's not really there. Polanski also can't act. So, that's also a difficulty here. So there's a lot of things that going against this film, but I ended up I was intrigued. I didn't enjoy it.
Well, it's not a movie to be enjoyed.
No, not really. But I would say there's enough meat on the bones from a cinematography, production design, and just stylistic choices by Roman that I was like, okay, this is an interesting movie. And then what's her name from Possession's in it?
She's phenomenal.
What's her name? Arjani? Arjani. She's unbelievable. I mean, she just lights up the screen any frame she's on.
And that's another reason where it's just like, really, like, oh, I guess I'll have to be the main character so I can make out with this villain.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously kind of a skis.
Did anyone else get like a really big like proto Marla Singer vibe from it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, good point.
Big time. Like 100%. I was just like, I pegged that as just like that. Could have been Hella Bomber Harder. From way back.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I get why. And then there's some gender fluidity stuff going on,
or transphobia, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, I dove into that a little bit on just trying to look more into it. I don't know that I would call it transphobic. I mean, he's sort of transitioning and it's like a horror thing. So yeah, I get it. But also horror is like a way to talk about things you can't normally talk about. So I don't know. I don't know that I buy that it's totally like a transphobic film. But I think that's one of the reasons why I think people are kind of into it, because it's
transgressive.
It's transgressive. Yeah, exactly. You don't see a lot of depictions of stuff like this, like Roman. It's not just cross-dressing was done back in the 70s, but it was done as like is more a very comedic thing, and this is not comedic at all.
No, well, that's where I have to disagree with you. I think this is his attempt at black humor, and
you think so? Yeah, maybe
I think it falls short on a number of levels. And that's that was one of the central reasons why it felt like I had to watch this in like 5 different sittings. I
watched it in one sitting today. I was stoked. Let's go.
Get through. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, where it and like, I don't know. And we talked about this at length about PTA. Because one of your gripes with a lot of his movies is that they feel like overly autobiographical, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that's what this felt like for me. And I know I of course empathize with anybody who's victim of genocide and being displaced, blah blah blah. But like this guy, I just can't. I really can't. When he funnels that terror into genre, like Rosemary's Baby, horror, Chinatown, noir, he's top of his game. Yeah. But when he tries to do it in this like kind of like artsy, fartsy, like abstract, rebellious film, right? I don't buy it. I don't.
Yeah, it's a little.
He's like the kid who smells bad in the art club after school. Like, I just it grates. I found it quite grating.
Yeah,
to be honest.
What do we know? I don't know that much about Polanski. Like the Apartment trilogy. What's the other film in the Apartment trilogy? I don't even know.
Repulsion,
which I haven't seen. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than this, and better than Fearless Vampire Killers, but it's still nowhere near.
I'm also confused because I saw. Did you guys see the Rosemary Baby prequel on like Hulu last year?
Oh, is it called like Apartment something, isn't it?
It's called Apartment something, and
I purposely stayed away.
As I was watching this, I was like, "Wait a second! Isn't this kind of just like that Rosemary's Baby prequel?"
Oh, really?
Like, it's similar, like plot points and stuff. It was very confusing, but also it feels like a companion piece to Rosemary's Baby because it's an apartment. The apartment dwellers are weird. It's claustrophobic. he feels like there's
he feels like everyone's out to get him.
Right? Yeah. So it was sort of
he literally recycles some of the shots.
Retreads. It feels very retreaded from Rosemary's Baby. So, it's not a good movie. I think that the doppelganger issue or motif, Enemy does much better than this movie. But I think the thing that I enjoyed when I was watching it was just the stylistic flourishes. And it looks pretty decent. And I don't know, there's just something, there's a Technicolor aspect to his filmmaking that I like a lot. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of a throwaway film from him, from someone who's a really good filmmaker sometimes. Whereas Denis, I don't know. Enemy to me is just it feels like kind of maybe what Hendrix was talking about, but it almost feels like this is his hobby movie. Yeah. Right? This is one for me type thing. You do
video movie and then you
I just don't know that Denis got the chops on the creative writing, thinking, philosophical angle. He's an amazing filmmaker, and he does wonderful work in genre. I mean, the shootout in the board in Sicario is one of the best shootouts in film history. But when he tries to sort of delve into his own psyche, which is the way I think he's doing with Enemy, using the novel as a cipher for his own exploration of self, I don't know. It seems a little bit less successful to me.
And I don't know how much of it is an I mean, he's a lot more tight-lipped and less controversial than Polanski.
Yeah.
In that, I mean, I get that, like I mentioned earlier, with the detachment and the communication piece, and I think that very much comes back in Arrival. That's another thing that I think makes Enemy kind of stick more for me, is it feels more like I love this book and I'm going to do right by it by turning it into a movie. Whereas it feels like Polanski's taking this book. I don't know this book or this author.
What he's doing.
Yeah,
he's just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's got the rights to this novel so that he can do another apartment movie.
And his is obviously very autobiographical and I don't know. Is there a better doppelganger movie out there? Dead Ringers is better than both these by far.
Yeah. Dead Ringers. Oh, absolutely. Close. I mean, Dead Ringers is flawless.
Anything else? Multiplicity?
I don't know. I don't know if that counts because they're clones, not
doppelgangers. Clones, yeah. There's got to be another
Fight Club is a doppelganger movie, right? Kind of.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
The DNA. Fight Club's DNA is woven with both of these movies. In some way.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That is true. Without
a doubt.
No, Us. Jordan Peele's Us.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, definitely better. Definitely way better.
I don't think it's better, but the other one that always comes to mind is Moon.
Yeah, God. Sure. I don't love how that movie was so hyped.
I don't hate the movie.
The director had a love of the genre, and he got a good sandbox to play in.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, people were talking about it was 2001 or something. It's no, that's not what this is. I will say this. It's kind of interesting that for Enemy and Denis to be inspired by this one, by the Tenant. I keep wanting to say Tenant.
That's the one that I almost made that joke. But, didn't know Polanski came up with the backwards bullet.
Backwards bullet. What was it called? Retrograde? Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
He does. Christopher Nolan doesn't even know what it means. It is interesting that Denis was inspired by this one because it's by the Tenant, because it's I don't know. The vibes are so different. There's obviously this plot sort of intersection, but here's the thing that with the doppelganger movies where they seem very split, if you will, is that a split? Does that count?
I could hear you smiling.
Is that in the Tenant, it's two diametrically opposed human beings, and one is sort of being subsumed by the other through whatever paranoia, anxiety.
It's like a haunt. There's a haunting aspect of
haunting.
Yeah.
But with enemy, it's more like, it seems more like Lacan psychoanalysis type stuff, where it's really just like the mere self. Very different vibes. You know, enemy's way more cerebral and psychological, and the Tenant seems way more visceral and divisive. There's like more passion in that story and in the vibe of it.
Well, it's a true descent, you know, the Tenant. True descent, versus it's a little more murky. Obviously, it's a lot more murky in Enemy, where you don't
know. Like, we see what's happening to Roman's character in the Tenant, and we see that.
I mean, I will say the end where he throws himself out of the building twice is quite
the second
quite a spectacle.
That got me
quite a spectacle.
Yeah, that was an actual chuckle for me. I have to admit.
I don't know what to say about it other than that it was something.
It's something, all right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, they're both interesting movies. I unfortunately did not get much out of either.
Well, I think maybe you just need to maybe. Well, I hear this is interesting. You've talked in the past, including on the previous podcast you did about movies, The Wild Line. You enjoy talking to yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll talk to myself all day long.
so that maybe that, I don't know. That's something for you to think about overnight.
Is there another me out there inside of me? Oh man, that sounds awesome. That's a movie. That's a movie.
Oh yeah, Alex Garland's Men. There you go.
Which isn't that another
A24? A24.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about a disaster film.
Oh my god, I love it. You guys ready for trivia?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hendrix, you said you've never seen any of these movies.
Do I have to get my cheat sheet out now? Or?
Yeah,
get your cheat sheet out.
Yeah, I have.
I've seen one of them.
Yeah, I've seen two of them.
I've seen A Most Violent Year.
I have seen parts of A Most Violent Year, but not the whole.
It's not good.
I kind of like it.
I don't love it. Who's the director? I don't know who the director was.
J.C. Chandor.
It's gonna be.
Okay, so the way that this works, Drax, because it's been a while. We haven't had you on since the Terry Malick episode. So I've got 10, for listeners, sent them a graphic of 10 movie posters, all A24 movies that came out around the same time as Enemy. And yeah, they're not very recognizable because this is very much, the literal like rise of A24, like early rising action. The idea is that I'm going to give you a quote from one of these films' directors talking about what movies inspired them to make their film for A24. And best out of 5 to guess the correct film wins the game. And as our guest, Ryan, you get to guess first for each clue. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Number 1. The Last Picture Show. The idea of the small town and the guy who wants to get out of it, and that's always been a big inspiration for me. A lot of 70s movies were inspirations. We went and shot on 2perf, 35mm to give it an extra grainy look, just so we could evoke that.
Oh, man. I'm going to guess Cut Bank.
Oh, yeah, you're coming in hot. Nice work.
What?
Yes.
Oh, bull. I don't even remember that movie.
Yeah, it was the first movie of Matt Shackman, who maybe still doesn't sound very familiar, but he made one of the biggest movies of this year, Fantastic Four: The First Steps.
Yeah. Ugh, it's fine.
So that's his origin story. Is this this John Malkovich crime movie indebted to the 70s that has a 35% on Metacritic. So
perfect. Glad they spent all that money on film for it.
Yeah, sounds like it looks great though. Even that poster is terrible. Okay, nice work, Ryan. Number 2. I was drawn to the script in part because of the unusual friendship between the two protagonists, and it felt so unconventional yet romantic, as if it were a modern-day Harold and Maude.
Do I have to guess again first?
Yeah,
Yeah, you go
Oh, boy.
first.
guess.
How about Harold and Maude? Really?
Yeah.
How about Son of a Gun?
Dan. There you go, Dan. Nice one.
I know
Lynn,
that one's vaguely.
Yeah, Lynn Shelton, her arguably biggest one. She's part of the Mumblecore scene. Mark Maron's wife.
Yeah.
I mean, deceased
Keira
wife.
Knightley's in it. Come on.
Yeah. It's supposed to be really good. I don't know.
I've seen parts of it. Seems good.
Cool. All right, 1-1. Number 3. I watched a lot of black and white movies and noir films, so Night of the Hunter definitely was an inspiration, especially the last third of the film, where it becomes a bit more eerie, sometimes even operatic, which is what I went for.
No.
So you.
Oh, boy. Dark Places?
Yeah, nice word.
Wow, he's pulling these out of thin air.
Yeah.
The Ringer.
That was an early Gillian Flynn adaptation. The author of Gone Girl. Before that whole thing, she made this book of the same name, and some random French guy directed it, and A24 picked it up. Charlize Theron in lead role, but nobody remembers it, including me.
It just goes to show you that like A24 had a lot of misses.
Oh yeah, like a lot. You got to survive the slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-1. Number 4. There's a mainstream element to what he was doing. The industry at the time supported a broad audience for films about real people dealing with real struggle. Everything's heightened a lot of the time, which is something I'm putting my characters through, visiting them at this moment of heightened stress, so they can see their whole life in front of them in a way. And Lumet and Dog Day Afternoon, it's like the godfather of these kinds of films.
Jeez. Maybe A Most Violent Year?
Yeah, you got it, Drax. Yeah, J.C. Chandor, who went on to direct such cinema as Craven the Hunter.
Which I saw in the theater.
What is wrong with you? Okay. Yeah, wow, that was an early win. But we're just going to do the last one for funsies, okay? And this one's interesting because I had no idea that this person was even a filmmaker. Okay, here's the quote. And it's kind of a gimme, but the shocker is who made the film. I might have given the costume designer 2 references, McCabe and Mrs. Miller and The Iron Horse. In general, I didn't want to say I was inspired by any Westerns just because I wanted to steer clear of falling into the traps of that genre. But I knew it was going to be Western enough, set in Colorado with guns and horses and cowboys, that I didn't really need to go for a spaghetti Western look.
Still West.
Yeah. There you go, Dan.
Which I haven't seen.
No,
I hear it's quite good.
It looks really cool. Do you know the director? His name is John McLean.
John McLean?
He's the other guy in the Beta Band.
What?
Yes, he makes movies now.
What, did it make anything else that was bigger? I mean, this was kind of a big art house thing-ish.
Right. So he has a movie coming out later at the end of this year, actually, called Tornado.
Okay.
That also looks kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, he's a super smart guy. This is with Cody Smith McPhee from Power of the Dog. He's in Slow West. And then he also made a movie back in 2011 called Pitch Black Heist, which is a short that won some pretty big European awards, I guess. But yeah, Slow West in 2015. Michael Fassbender's also in it. It looks really rad, and it seems like a lot of people forgot about it. But this new movie, Tornado, is like a samurai movie, like Kurosawa style.
Cool.
Well, there you go. There's your fun facts for the day.
I'm into it. Hendrix, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, as always. Thank you, guys.
2 very interesting movies. Worth seeing. They're both worth seeing.
Especially Enemy.
Chris, how are we? This has all been a long season. How are we closing this thing up?
I know we're coming in hot at the end with a double shot of more nonsense. Spring Breakers, Harmony Korine, and Kids by Larry Clark, which is where Harmony Korine cut his chops.
Yes.
The beginning of the A24 rise.
The Empire of
That sounds
A24. A really bizarre beginning. Let's just put it that way. Thanks for listening, folks. This has been Film Trace.